Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? Welcome back to another video. Things have been a little inconsistent over here, but we are slowly getting back into the groove. And we're going to start off with some really great energy because tomorrow is the last day that Venus will be visible in the sky. And after that, she will be beginning, or Venus will be beginning its journey through the underworld. It will no longer be visible to us. It will be heading towards a superior conjunction or alignment, direct alignment with the sun. It does this pretty often. Venus runs on an 8-year cycle, so roughly about once to twice a year sometimes, roughly about every 4 years. Venus does this where it's no longer visible to us, or where it's in retrograde, when it's no longer visible to us. And in the underworld, kind of a longer journey, it's 73 days this year, is when it is superior conjunction. It's where we have the planet Earth, we have the sun, and then we have Venus on the other side, so we can't see it. Think of this as a time to really do some deep introspection, some going within and going within our unconscious, doing a journey within our unconscious to understand what it is that's going on that we may not be able to see. Venus does the same thing, and it takes us down into this journey to look through at the themes of Venus, such as love, partnerships, contracts, relationships, anything that has to do with love. It has to do with any type of emotional impact that can happen from one person and another person, one thing and another thing. So it's all about justice, all about love, all about partnership, all about contracts, all about anything where we have to basically talk to another person or be in contrast with another thing. That is Venus's area. Venus rules over that. And so those things may be coming up for folks. This is a super cool transit, in my opinion, because it impacts every sign. So starting with the sign of Aries, from 28 degrees Aries all the way through 29 degrees of Cancer, you will be experiencing at some point a conjunction from Venus. Those of you who are, I don't know if I remember which the degrees are, but I think it may be 16 degrees Gemini. But from June the 3rd through June the 5th, is that right? Let me check. Let me make sure I'm telling y'all the correct information. Yes, June the 3rd through June the 5th, we are going to actually have where Venus is just completely behind the sun. So Venus goes behind the sun on June the 3rd. It is in direct conjunction on June the 4th, and then on June the 5th, it's still behind the sun, but it's no longer in direct conjunction, not in direct alignment. And so those 3 days are, if you are familiar with the Inanna myth, those would be the 3 days when Inanna was in the underworld, completely hung up on the meat hook, and she was no longer alive. And those were when the 2 non-gendered beings that were created by the god Enki were sent down to go and retrieve the body and the soul of Inanna, and for her to go through the rebirth process. And so through this, they witnessed Ereshkigal, Inanna's sister, and counterpart goddess within the underworld, going through the birthing process. And this birthing process is kind of the rebirth of Inanna, the rebirth of Ereshkigal in a different format. And so they play this kind of back and forth energy with each other as they go through their lives or through their times and their myths as Mesopotamian or Sumerian mythology. And so those 3 days are 3 days of great time of rebirth, regeneration. Gemini energy will be feeling it the most because that is where those direct conjunctions, as far as degrees, will be happening. But everyone will be feeling the impact of this. And as such, since we have from that 28 degrees Aries all the way to the 29 degrees Cancer as direct conjunctions that they'll experience with the planet of Venus, we will then have anyone who has those oppositional energies, 29 degrees 28 degrees Libra all the way through 29 degrees Capricorn will be experiencing opposition. So they'll be experiencing that tug, that pull, that, okay, Venus is in the underworld and we're unable to be as in contact with her as we usually are. We are not experiencing her light, her glow as we usually are, her blessings as we usually are. So for those signs from that 28 degrees Libra to 29 degrees Capricorn, you're going to be feeling that tension, that space of like, okay, I need to go and I need to work on these things. And Aries will be pulling you. Aries will be encouraging the Libras to be more assertive. Taurus will be encouraging the Scorpios to ground more and to find more peace and more sensuality, to go through this rebirth process in a way that makes them feel more alive. Geminis, well, Sagittarians will then be, they'll be, and especially for those who have those similar, those exact degrees in Sagittarius, will be feeling the pull from Gemini to go in and to say, to go out, to express themselves more and to articulate better, to go within their mind and not just be so much out in the world, but expressing themselves in a much more clear fashion, exploring and finding out information about themselves that perhaps often they move around more, run away from instead of addressing directly. And then we have Cancers, where with the Capricorns will be inviting them to go in really deep emotionally. And then for all the other signs, they will be experiencing squares. And so they will be feeling that much more tense energy. For oppositions are usually more helpful because they're the opposing energy. So they're similar in the fashion. They work together. Squares are just completely different energies, elementals. And so they usually have a harder time kind of working with that energy. And so this may be much more uncomfortable as you experience those squares as Venus moves through the underworld. But it is something that will be an invitation, as always. And if you look for what is the lesson, what is it that I can get out of this? What is it that I can learn from this? And you face it head on instead of running away, as you do what Venus does, which is be brave and go within the underworld, go deep within your unconscious and really see what is this transit trying to tell you. It will help you out to be able to navigate this energy. So, all right, all that to say, nice little preface, nice little intro. We're going to look at the themes for all the signs for the Venus trip through the underworld and heading towards our Venus superior conjunction for this year. And so we're going to pull all signs. Yes, you heard me right. All signs. We're going to look through the major arcana. We're going to pull a minor arcana and we're going to pull a court card for each one. So looking at archetypes, looking at themes, all that fun stuff, because we're doing unconscious work. That's the point of this. So let's start with Aries. We're going to do Aries. This is, oh gosh. Okay. Well, everybody only gets one. So sorry, Aries. You get one. We're going to do Aries and then we're going to do, Ace of Wands. Love that for you, Aries. And then your court card. There you go. And then we're going to do Taurus. I should just do across the board. I want to do all four. I just don't know if I can get all four to stick. It should be this one. Ooh, new beginnings. I don't know if I can get all four to fit. That's what I should be saying. I don't know if I have enough space to do all four folks. Unless I do maybe just straight down. I wonder if I have enough space to do that instead. Oh, I think I can make that work. Okay. Can you see that? Yes. Okay. We'll do just straight down. Okay. It's a little bit easier when you do it like that. Ooh, Taurus. I'm trying not to flip them over, but they're flipping themselves over. I do want to go ahead and do Gemini and Cancer. Okay. There we go. And this is nice. I also am going to pull, let me get theirs. Last one's for that. Oh, Gemini and Cancer, major arcana, archetype. Cancer, you got your own. Love that for you. Okay, and then lastly, the court cards for all three. Taurus. It feels like there's like 3 court cards. Ooh, there we go. We're just doing one, so we're going to take the first one out. Okay. All right, let's go and take a look at your cards and what everybody got. All right, Aries. Ooh, Aries, you got the Hermit. Okay, you are being invited to go very deep within. Let me get a little bit more light in here. Okay, there we go. You are being invited to go very deep within, Aries, during this time. This transit will be one where you may be feeling a little less social. The majority of Aries will be experiencing a I believe the majority of Aries will be experiencing a square. So yes, this will be a much more difficult energy to navigate because, and it will be starting more towards the end of this transit, towards the end of Venus's time in the underworld, is when you'll be experiencing this. So this may be a time where you're feeling a little bit more quiet, a little bit more introverted, even a little bit more introspective, especially. You'll be going in and trying to really get the message, get the point of this, find your light again. It's been kind of a rough Aries transit. There's been quite a bit going on for Aries energy, and hopefully it's been giving you like a fresh start. It's been giving you like just kind of hyping you up. But it may have also been something that just called to attention issues that really need to be addressed. And your other theme is Ace of Wands. This is about finding your light. This is about getting back to your core energy of what is Aries. It is the spark of life. It is the beginning of the life cycle. It is it is not the birthing process. It is actually like coming through the canal, being born, seeing the light, opening your eyes for the first time. It is that energy that gets you up and going in the morning, Ace of Wands. And if you felt a little disconnected from that, or a little bit like your light is dim, this is a transit that's trying to pull you back and to figure out why that's happening. And your last one is Page of Swords in reverse. So this is the time for you to kind of be quiet. Not necessarily, maybe communicating as much as you usually are, maybe being as rash or as quick to respond as you usually are. Maybe you're going to be more mindful, take more time, just really be aware of how it is that you're coming across and what messages it is that you are receiving. Going within and kind of quieting down for a bit to get that clarity, to then be able to bring that light back, is going to be really powerful for you and very transformative. For our Taurus, lovely Taurus signs, we have I need a little bit more light. It's so dark in here. Okay. For our lovely Taurus, so we have the Judgment card. So this is a new beginning. This is a invitation for a new beginning. You will be experiencing mostly conjunctions. It'll be quick, like I said, but you'll be experiencing it. A new beginning, a rebirth, a time for you to just shed your old skins and find new ones. You'll be also leaving a situation that is not emotionally satisfying to you. And it's really about tapping into this energy of the Queen of Wands, of being confident, being self-assured, knowing what it is that you want and desire, knowing that you deserve those things, and that is why it is time for you to leave this situation behind. That is why it's time for you to walk away, because it's not fulfilling. It's not what you truly want, and you deserve better. Taurus has kind of been getting beat over the head about this whole self-worth thing and this whole not settling, and it seems that this theme is kind of, reoccurring. So wise old man energy for Aries, for wizard energy, things like that, maturing energy. And then for Taurus, we have the judgment, which is more like an angel card. So it's a little bit of that wisdom. It's really getting in touch with spirit, really looking at the archetype of the higher self of spirit. I would definitely take that into account. And how do you channel? How do you transmute that energy and bring it out within yourself? How do you connect to that and understand your worth and your value? For our Geminis, big ones for you, Gemini. Ooh, we got the Emperor, we've got that Mars energy. Ooh, Gemini, you are coming in and you are kind of putting things together, especially for those of you who will be having that direct conjunction to the superior conjunction. For your natal charts and natal planets. So with the Emperor, this is about putting things in order. This is about really understanding what your purpose is, what it is that needs to be happening in your life. It's about getting rid of the just debris, just the extraness that's not necessary. It's not working for you. And in taking more of this authoritative approach will help you bring more balance, especially whether that is financially needing balance or energetically needing balance. There is something that is out of whack for you, Gemini, and it needs to be corrected. And you need to be a little bit more forceful, a little bit more Martian in how you approach writing this energy. Usually when this card shows up, the person that's in this card is represented by the one who's needing to hand out more and has the scales. It's literally this Venus energy coming in and saying, hey, we got to balance your scales. This is not correct. And so it's an overgiving. You may have been overgiving. You may have been overgiving your time, your energy, your wisdom, whatever it is that are your skills and your talents. And you're not getting the same in return. And that's not energetically going to work. When we think about justice and we think about Venus, I always say it's cause and effect. What you put in is what you're going to get out. Energetically, there must be balance. And when Venus finds that is not the case, Venus will release and cut ties and binds and contracts. She will terminate contracts because they are not fair. They are not just. They are not balanced. And so a lot of times we may be thinking, well, that's not fair. Something that has happened isn't fair, but you don't know what the energetic input has been. So you need to have an awareness of what is your energetic input. What is your energetic balance? And that needs to be equaling out. That needs to be totaling up to zero at the end. Everything needs to be within balance. It can't be you're in the red or even you're in the black. It needs to be zero balanced. Okay. So this is really going to highlight an area that has been out of whack for you, and that you need to put that in order. Knight of Swords, you will be having conversations. This is encouraging you to go and speak up, to have boundaries, to assert yourself, to make sure that you are communicating very clearly. If you have been wobbling or avoiding Gemini, that time is done. That time is over. It is time for you to speak up. Okay, so we're back. All right. So, as I was saying, Cancers, you are in your bag, you are in your energy, you are with your sign, and with a 9 of Wands, it's indicating that right now you may be feeling really tired or really worn out. You may also, for Cancers, you may also be being called to move, to change where you are, to change locations, move apartments, move houses, move cities, move countries, something like that. You may be getting asked to get out of your comfort zone, go somewhere else, even though I know you want to burrow within, but it's about finding home. It's about knowing where home is. And sometimes where you are is not actually where your home needs to be. Or finding that comfort and knowing that your home is within yourself. You'll figure this out for yourself about which one of these categories or explanations applies to you. But you've been working really hard towards a goal. You've been working really hard towards achieving a passion and really making that be successful. You're almost there. You're almost at the end. Don't give up. I know you're tired. I know you're feeling very worn out. Go within, get really clear, keep pressing on. And then we have a King of Swords. So really an understanding, a mastering of this energy of balance communication, around the importance of communication, of understanding who it is you need to be talking to, how it is to express yourself, how it is to communicate with others, moving into a space of meditation, and moving into a space of very divine mindfulness and logic and precision. And so being able to use your words very wisely. So again, the wise old man, yes, because it is the King of Swords. The wise old man energy Chariot is very much so a moving forward energy. It is a energy of action, and so that would also be really good energy for you. As far as an archetype, as far as like a Jungian archetype that might be useful for those who are getting the Emperor, or for our Gemini during this time, would be that warrior energy, would be that lover's energy, would be that strategizer energy, would be that leadership energy. So very much the king, the emperor, things of that nature.